Goldcrest Valley greetings to episode 30, Forestry Revisited, with me, Mr. Sealy P. So here we are then, proper forestry. I know I did forestry before, did a bit of wood chipping, I did kind of clear this area, but it was with a chainsaw. It was all very pedestrian. So now we've saved up for this beast. And we're going to put it through its paces. I'm going to basically just cut everything. I think it's probably the best thing to do. Get as low as I can down the tree. If I back up, the tree should fall away from me. Brilliant. Just make a pile. I've got the cut length set at 8 metres. So if I cut now, smaller trees, obviously you don't get as much out of them. But it really speeds this whole process up. Get quite a little wood pile going, and then what I use is the telehandler, and I've said this before, I use the manure fork, which is a bit unusual, not the log fork. I just find it picks up a lot easier without any mucking around. It's too close. There we go. Some of these have got a fair old bit of girth on them. They're quite big trees, and that was the only reason I didn't go with the Sampo Rosenliu. It's a cheaper option, 188,000, but if you won't cut down the bigger trees, you kind of end up stuck then. What's the what's the point? Gets you to be able to do forestry a lot quicker, I suppose, but I don't know. I just kind of got used to using this before on 15. I just find it easier, so I am going to have to go and get the stump grinder. That I did purchase the one that goes on the tractor instead. However, I'm waiting for the price of wool and the spinnery to go up a little bit, because I've got a pallet. So I've got my Fent with the front loader. That's going to have the stump grinder on it. But I'm waiting to take a pallet down to the spinnery. Once I do that, I'll go to the spinnery. I will also pick up the stump grinder. Right, what I'll do is back this up, actually try and straighten this pile up a little bit, which you probably won't want to know. Doesn't matter, I can use the telehandler to do that. As you can see, the wood pile builds very quickly. The stump grinding is the boring bit. No one wants to do the stump grinding bit. We'll do that later. That's weird, it doesn't want to cut some. So, there we go. We got there in the end. Just an awkward angle. Now, one thing I was never particularly good at was actually cutting these straight onto the trailer. I could never do that for some reason. And I did think about trying to do it with the wood chipper, trying to cut straight into the wood chipper. I'm not convinced I'll be any good at it, so that might be something I'll have a bit of practice with before I do it on screen, maybe. We'll see. Why am I not in the right place? Tree is right in the way. It's because I'm not close enough. That would help, wouldn't it? Actually being at the tree. Now into this. Start it up. Like I say, I use a manure fork, which is unusual, not the log fork, only because the tines on it are much thinner. It's easier for getting under logs, around logs, and I just find it easier to use. Again, not the done thing. It's not, you know, the purists will be going bonkers because it's not a log fork. That's not what it's for. I know it's not. Close that around it. There we go. It doesn't clamp them tight, but if you get it kind of dead centre, it will keep them quite level, because it's quite wide, the manure fork. Although I have noticed with this one, which I never ever noticed before on 15, is that you get a lot of weight on the front of this and it really wants to tip up. Never did on 15. I used all, I did use the New Holland one quite a lot, the M742. There you go, it's loading quite well. You do see the tyre compaction quite a lot, deformation when it gets weight on the front. Those tyres, and I'll go down. Actually, what I'm going to do, every now and again, take from the other side, it kind of balances the trailer out. Otherwise you've all got all thick to thin on one end, and what you want to try and do is get a mixture of thick to thin both ways. Otherwise it has a tendency to kind of load unevenly. Not a tendency, it does load unevenly. Now sometimes that happens. If you get too many in there, it kind of has a bit of a conflict and it starts to do a bit of a shake. And if, as long as you can get to the trailer in time, they won't shake out. Ah, no. That was close. So it made about too much weight. And now they're shaking out of the end. So I've got to get this to this trailer quick without tipping over if I can. Whoa, this does not like this at all. Too many logs. I need to be able to get a rear weight for the telehandler, really. That would be quite helpful, wouldn't it? Or not an idiot that overloads it. Yeah, that's not good. Let's tip that up. Get those out of there quick. Yeah, didn't like that at all. Made a bit of a mess of that. Get that last one in. There we go. Okay. Note to self, 4 logs, too many. But they went in. Didn't quite tip it over, but that could have been disastrous. So, just give these a bit of a knock on the end, I think. There we go, just drop that down. Seems I'm desperate to just destroy every vehicle I've got. So I'm just going to damage the trailer as well while I'm at it. Missed that completely. There we go. Okay, that's better. At least they're on a bit better. Going to get quite a few logs on there, I think. But I'll try not to do too many at a time. Like I say, the wood chipper, I might have a play with that, because I'm not quite sure how that's going to pan out, in all honesty. The weird thing is, this time it's picked up 4, no problem at all. Which I don't understand. Anyway, I won't extend the arm this time. I'll wait till I get closer. Probably doesn't help as well because I'm loading up downhill, which means all the weight goes on that front axle. Which is probably a bit stupid. But the beauty of this is as well now, having the ratchet straps, the strapping system, it does mean that even if you have got an uneven load, it should be okay. Right, just tip those over. Okay, going great guns, brilliant. There's no more to forestry than this, really. Once you've got this machine, God, you can really speed up cutting the trees down and stripping them. It just comes down to how quickly you can load them then. And if you're doing it on multiplayer as well, and there's, there are a few of you loading at the same time, it can really cut this time in half. Well, in half, as many times as it takes, as many people as you've got, really. Actually, what I'll do is tip this one up this time, I think. It'd be easier to get these in. There we go, that's better. Okay, like so, coming from the other side again, I need to try and balance out the load that's on the trailer. That one didn't go in as well. Just extend that down a bit. Oh, that was a bit funny. There we go. Tip that one in there. Still room for more. Don't want to overload it, but I want to try and get as much on as I can, really. I say on this game there are easy ways of making money. I wouldn't say easy, not like it was on 15 with silage and even the logging. You could make quick money. I say relatively quick, especially when you can send the train off and that kind of stuff. You can make fairly quick money. It's not as quick on 17, but once you've got a bit more equipment, and this is the problem, you've got to build up to the equipment really. This does not like it, it's heavy. You can see the back lifting. You can do silage bales, which will make you a bit of money quite quickly. The quickest and easiest way of making money is contracting. At the end of the day, it's pretty good. That's having a bit of a wobble, that one. It's one of the... What is going on there? That's weird. The logs appear to be rotating. Why are the logs rotating? That's very peculiar. I shall look into that momentarily. A rather brief interlude in the middle of logging. All of a sudden some of my crops seem to be ready. They're on the next growth stage, so I'm quickly getting some fertiliser down on 21. I will need to get some fertiliser down on 17, and then back up again with the logging. I will get that at least one load of complete logs over to Stanton Sawmill. Yeah, I'm not as good at the wood chipping. I don't know. 3 at a time. That's not bad. Another minor interlude. The price of wool spinnery still showing red, but it is on the way up. I think it's over 5,000 for 1,000 litres. So this should be about 10 grand with a bit of luck. So I'll quickly get this over to the spinnery, sell this, and carry on. If I can remember where the spinnery is. Mini-map. Yep, I went the wrong way. It is down here. Somewhere on 110,000. Not bad. My sheep are worth it. 10,477 for 1 pallet. I think in that unload area it will put up to 6 pallets when they're full, whereas the old one you had to remove one before the next pallet would appear on that little concrete slab. Now I think it will put up to 6 in that unload point, so you could then go and get a trailer, load all 6 up. So, and if you get a good price, and if it's up around 5,000, just over per 1,000, you're going to get 10 grand per. I mean, you could be looking at 60,000 for 6 full pallets. That's amazing. Let's load the last few in. Just move that away. Completely would probably be a good idea. Got a few piles all over the place now. I'm working my way outwards in a spiral really. So drop that down, turn it off. Okay. Back into the telehandler. Without leaping back out again would be great. I've got a few bigger ones on this trailer without tipping this telehandler over, which would be rather unfortunate. I bought up the stump grinder with the T7 in the end because I was bringing back the fertiliser spreader. So I was down that way, so it kind of made sense to bring it with that. Which I did. Probably get a couple more in there actually. They're a bit of a mess this side. Let's go this side. I can tidy those up later. Let's get these in, shall we? Oops. If I could see. If I pick all these three up, I'll do a wobble. Oh no. Keep it low to the ground, I think, is the key with this one. If I load it uphill, it should take the weight off the front axle. In theory. Haha. We'll see. And then that probably, if I ratchet strap that all down, that should be enough for a full load, I think. That one's going to go, isn't it? Come on, come back on. Bit of a wobble. Come on. Oh, that was a bit of luck. Okay. Stop there. Bring that down. And turn the engine off. Right. Jump out the handler. Get these straps done up. Another one there. That should hold them all in place. Okay. Let's get these down to the Stanton Sawmill. Last time I did this, it was with a tractor and a dolly. So it'd be interesting to see. Oh, this is interesting. If I can do this without tipping the entire trailer over, it'd be amazing. Cool. Those back wheels are taking some weight. Try it onto a proper road, shall we? Okay, right. Beacon's on. I hate it when it does that. It's only a beacon on the lorry. Okay. I'm sure this is only going to work out about 30,000. I'm sure it was last time about 30 grand for the entire trailer. Mind that sign. But the fact I can do it quicker now means 30 grand each load. It's a quick way. It's a quick way. You need the equipment. Whoa, hang on. That trailer is wobbling. Even strapped down. That's got a right wobble on. Okie dokie, slow it down a bit, I think. Now, last time I did this, it didn't register they were on the truck bed. It wouldn't take them, so I had to back this into the back it into the mill pond, which I think we'll have to do again. It should be easy this time rather than using the dolly with the tractor. Say that. Should be easier. What am I on? 120,000. I should come out with this about 150. Fingers crossed. Whoa, it does not like that at all. Could be the ratchet straps. I didn't undo the ratchet straps. That lagged like you would not believe. And this does not want to come out. That does not like that at all. That's a horrible way of unloading. Okay, let's turn that off. Now, that was probably my fault. Should have undone those ratchet straps, shouldn't I? This has gone really, really weird. Okay. There we go. Yeah, should have undone the ratchet straps. It was trying to unload with the ratchet straps still attached. I need to find a shallower access as well. Because with the lorry, that's horrible. Note to self, undo ratchet straps. Next time, 145,000. So I only got 25,000 for that entire load. Wow, still a lot of work for that, isn't it? Okay, so having cut them up into smaller chunks, I thought I'd try this as well. Let's give this a go, shall we? It's going to work. Spend a bit of time chucking these in. Why not? I know you can put whole trees in at a time. But you know what? With the ScorpionKing being able to cut these so quickly, it saves all the mucking around of trying to feed these things in. It's got a big old pile. And there we go. I will go up in a second and check in the cab of the Python just to see what we're at. 35,000 litres, so it takes 47,000. Wow, okay. Cool. Need a full load of wood chips too. So, having taken a full load of, lumber for 25,000, I'll now have a full load of wood chips. Probably only get in the region of about 10,000 for a full load of about 47,000 litres, which is quite scary to be fair, but it's all payment. It's not like it's been difficult to do. Finish this pile and then we'll see what we're getting on. Yeah, the little bit of an episode earlier unloading that into the mill pond. I should have undone the ratchet straps. That went a bit grotty, didn't it? But you live and learn. I won't do it again. A good thing about this is, if the trailer fills up, this will actually hold 5,000 litres as well. So that will fill, this will fill up to 5,000 litres. So if I come back with this, it will then unload whatever's left in that into the trailer as well. So you haven't got to worry about kind of it spraying into nowhere, which is what the old one used to do. I might try 3 metre lengths next and see how they get on with those. So a quick check up front. 45,000, yeah, not far off. Get these last couple in. Some of these thinner bits don't often register. It takes them but doesn't actually give you anything for them, but might as well get them in. Last one. Stop the engine and let's see what we got. 47,000. There's probably a little bit in there then. Right, let's get the beacons on and let's go down to the sawmill and get this sold. Okay, here we are. Let's back this up. And see what we get. 145,000. Okay. $10,600. It's not bad for a load of wood chips. And on that note, at 155,000, with one, I would say, slightly iffy unload of timber, that's the end of the episode. If you liked it, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment and be my guest, and if you'd like to share it, absolutely do. I am on Facebook as well under Mr. Sealy P. And as usual, whatever you should choose to do. From Stanton Sawmill. Thanks for watching.